Okay, well, good evening, everybody. And I want to say welcome, number one, and thank you so much for coming over to this platform. Please forgive us for our technical difficulties, but God is good. We're alive, and so we're here. So tonight we have a lot of information to share with you. I'm going to be speaking a little bit about the dfree Financial Freedom Conference. And hopefully Reverend Soares will be able to join us a little bit later to brief you all about some other up and coming things. So first off, let me just tell you all the basics about the conference. So this is going to be the 4th annual dfree Financial Freedom Conference. It's going to be held on October 30th, which is a Friday, as well as October 31st. And we are excited about this conference because while we will be bringing back a lot of our workshops that so many people loved last year, we are adding new tracks to this year's layout. And so the first thing that we're adding is dfree for seniors. And the second thing we're adding is dfree for teens. Now, let me just kind of go over who this conference is for. So we have workshops that we'll be offering for the individual. So if you are interested, I'm just getting my paper here so that I can tell you guys. If you are interested in learning about investing, paying down your credit card debt, or improving your credit card, improving your credit score, auto financing, student loans, which is a biggie, IRS and taxes, and the list can kind of go on. We have a few more workshops, then this conference is for you. So that's the dfree for the individual track. What we're also going to focus on in this year's conference is dfree for pastors and church leaders. So we want to provide training for leaders so that they are well equipped to bring the dfree program back to their respective churches. We also are going to have a special workshop given by Reverend Soares around church finances, which is great for your trustees and other leaders of your church. And then we have a special workshop that's just for pastors on how to talk to your church about money. That's a very important topic. We're excited because we are going to have a panel of pastors join us from all across the country, those pastors who have already implemented the dfree program in their churches. They have results. They're giving their testimonies. So that will take place on Friday. And I should have said that the conference begins at 9:00 on Friday in the morning, and it is free. So we are encouraging everybody to invite anybody to come because there is information for everyone. So on that Friday, we will also have dfree for seniors. We had a lot of requests last year to have things specific to seniors. One of the things we'll be covering are scams and how to prevent fraud. We will also go over, let me grab my dfree for seniors, reverse mortgages, seniors and Social Security, learning about how to age healthy, and then important documents. So living wills, advanced directives, things of that nature. The Friday evening, we are going to have our fish fry. So you can, from 5 to 7, we'll be having our fish fry for $10. You can order your tickets for the fish fry at conference.mydfree.org. And then Friday night, we're having a gospel explosion, and we will have gospel artist BB Winans and friends. We will also be graced with the dfree mass choir. I think we have Reverend Soares coming in. Let me unlock him. Okay, he's joining us. Everybody's coming on over. Hi, Olga. Hi, Mona. Welcome, 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 guys. Again, we apologize for the inconvenience. But, okay, there's Reverend Soares. Can we hear you? Can I hear you? Oh wait, I don't hear Reverend Soares. Okay, well, we'll get him his volume going in a second. Just keep talking, Reverend Soares, and once I hear you, I'll say I hear you. Okay. And okay, so then on Saturday, let me go back. I'm sorry, Friday evening. So the Gospel Explosion, BB Winans and Friends, and that is $20. We're gonna have some other artists as well, and so we're encouraging everybody to come out. Saturday is when we will begin the dfree for teens. And so this is very near and dear to us because we understand the importance of educating kids at a younger age on the importance of financial literacy and how to deal with what's about to come their way as they enter into college. So we will have guest speaker Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club. You might not know who she is, but your kids probably know who she is. And so she'll be joining us to give a personal testimony of what she dealt with credit card debt and talking to the kids about how to stay out of credit card debt and some of the decisions that they can make in order to make some great financial decisions. We're also going to be joined by a young lady by the name of Jessica Brown, and she's going to talk to the teenagers about getting prepared for going to college. So we'll talk about student loans and how to apply and all that. You know, that's great for parents. But your kids, the teenagers, they're going to want to understand, what do we need to do when we are in school? So going to your guidance counselor, how to apply for things, what you should be looking for when you're getting involved in activities, things like that. And then we will close it out after our workshops with a panel. Lynette Calfani-Cox, she's known as the Money Coach. We will have some other guest panelists from different churches around the country, Reverend Webster, Reverend French, and some other people will be joining the panel as well. I'm just trying to think of the names off of the top of my head. And they will talk to us about the financial future that we're all trying to have in the next step. So that's the conference in a nutshell. We're adding material as we go. We're going to continue to announce it. So follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Stay with the website. Again, it's conference.mydfree.org. I'll put it in the chat room. Please spread the word. It's totally free. It's free. It's free information that can only benefit you. So spread the word. And let me see if I can get Reverend Sories some volume. Reverend Sories, just make sure that your speaker in the bottom left-hand corner is not muted.
How we did last week.
Oh, okay. Because Tamika, I hear you now.
I know I muted myself, but I have.
Okay.
He's getting headphones. This is the beauty of technology. We see everything that's going on. Thank you guys so much for sticking by us. We were in Brooklyn earlier today talking about dfree to churches there, and we had over 75 churches represented. So it's spreading, and we are just so appreciative of you guys joining the movement, and we hope that it's going to be impactful for you. I know there's music in the background. I don't have power at my house with this lovely storm that we have coming. So I'm at a Starbucks. I apologize, but I really just wanted to get on and say hi and thank you guys for moving.
Well, Reverend Sories is going to get his headset. So do you all feel like these workshop topics are relevant to what's happening maybe in your life or other people's lives? Do you think that this is interesting enough for you to come on out and join us and invite some other people to join us as well? We got to make sure that we're servicing the people. So, oh, and I apologize. We also have a track that is for what we call the dfree ambassador. So if anybody is interested in the dfree movement itself and wants to be a part of it, you want to know how to get it going in your community, if you're interested in the dfree book and workbook or sales or marketing of dfree or anything like that, we have a track for you as well. So we're trying to meet every person's need with this conference. So Bates Memorial has introduced dfree to the congregation. Yes, Sonia. And oh my goodness, what service? they are most needed. The community needs to be informed. Yes. Sonia, yes, I know that your pastor has been and continues to make moves with dfree out at Bates Memorial. Is that in Kentucky? Is that Louisville, Bates Memorial? Forgive me if I'm wrong.
You're absolutely right. That is it.
Yay. Well, and see, here's the thing. We know that this is the type of a movement that everybody can use. And so any role that you choose to play, even just by spreading the message of the conference, you're helping people to potentially get financially free. So we thank you in advance. Hi, Dorothy. Welcome. Welcome, William and Libra, the Taurus, and Mona and Olga. Let's see if we can hear Reverend Stories now.
Is he muted?
I don't know. Can you all hear Reverend Stories? Maybe it's just Tamika and I. Can you guys hear him? No, nobody can.
He's yelling at us via chat.
I know it's probably best that it is muted so he can't yell at us.
He's going to start typing in the chat shortly. Okay, he's leaving us again.
Yes.
They can read his lips. Hilarious. Yes.
Thank you. You guys are helping us out.
This is going to work. He's going to say something. He's going to come in like the voice of God.
He's typing. And make sure you're logged in through Firefox, Reverend Stories, and not Safari. If you're having problems, go to Firefox and Chrome. Was that him? And Tamika, just so you know, when you're talking, it's not so loud. So if you want to share some information, you can. Your background kind of dies down a little bit when you're talking.
Yeah, I'm yelling. I feel really bad for all the people in Starbucks with me. They can hear everything that I'm saying. We're moving along. We just confirmed Angela Yee yesterday. We're going to get her offer and everything out. So we're just excited for our kids to have somebody that they're close to, that they listen to every day. She's on the radio station every morning on the biggest morning show on the East Coast. And she has an amazing story about how she got out of debt in the very flashy entertainment business. So she used to have a shoe addiction and a whole bunch of other things. And she realized that was not the way that she was going to gain and secure her financial future. So she's going to share with our kids. It'll be really exciting. We're looking forward to it. And we just hope that you guys come out. Has anybody already registered for the conference? Tell us.
Oh, good question. You may get a prize or at least an acknowledgement.
All right.
Good job, Obi Inspired.
Do you guys like talking to us online? Because we've gone to the fire and back to try to get online. So we're glad that you're here. But are these things helpful? Are they inspiring at the very least?
Yes. Oh, he said yes to registering.
This is really cool. There's about 30 of you guys online right now, and I think another 13, if I'm reading the stats right, that are just joined without their Twitter handle. So we are making headway, and dfree just continues to expand. Every event that we go to, we gain additional churches, and people are very excited. Like I said, we were in Brooklyn today at Brooklyn Borough Hall. So politicians have now gotten on board with dfree, and they encourage their clergy leaders to come out and get started. So we really just appreciate churches that are willing to take a risk. You know, we're not going to get any better if we don't continue to push this message and really get people to understand that being in debt is not going to get us to a more secure financial future. So dfree lives with you guys. The more churches that adopt it, the more the program grows and the more people are served. So thank you. I can't even thank you enough. I think Pastor's trying to rejoin again.
Yeah, he probably went into another browser. Has everybody seen the dfree documentary? I'll put the link in there. Definitely, if you haven't, check it out. Is really, really good. And share it on your networks. it was interesting for me to see a lot of the responses that I got from people in my network. So let me grab that. Let's see. Is he coming in?
And I've actually been trying to transcribe everything we say on this conversation to the folks that are still in the other chat that are trying to get on the blab.
Oh, good.
So I've been sending notes there as well. So we're trying. We're trying. There's still.
Okay, here he comes. It should work now. Everybody, cross your
Can you
fingers.
hear me now?
Yay! Woo,
You can hear me, Alvin. I'm just,
yes.
All I can say is that while I was going through this exercise, I tweeted out, you know, when you're on the verge of major victory, when you're under major attack. So I feel better about what we're doing now because of all the obstacles that have been put in our way. Thank you, ladies.
No problem.
I heard you talking about the youth encounter. We're going to have on Saturday morning, not only a presentation, we're going to have a small mini concert for the young people featuring J.J. Hairston. I've been talking back and forth with him today, and what we've decided is that we're going to just add him to the youth, which means that we'll really have a full-fledged youth conference within a conference. We'll have special speakers, we'll have special music, and hopefully we'll have what they call prizes and surprises for young people. We actually have a curriculum that has been developed for young people, not children, but for late teens, for high school to college students. And that curriculum has been piloted at one of our key churches in Virginia. And we hope to have some feedback at the conference on the content and how it's been used and how it's been adapted. So you're right. This is going to be an exciting time for young people. And what we're doing now is we're contacting organizations that have young people. I know Jack and Jill plans to bring groups of young people from different chapters. And so if you're in a youth organization, or if you're connected to your youth organization, or if you have a youth group at your church, we'd like you to register. I don't know the registration process in terms of mechanics, but however you have to do it, just let us know you're bringing 10, 12, 15, 50. We can seat 2,000. And so our largest room at the church seats 2,000. And if we have to bump all the old people and put them someplace else, we'll put the young people in the sanctuary with the speakers and the singers and just have a real good, solid, exciting, informative youth conference.
Reverend Story, we have somebody who wants to get on screen. I guess, William, you want to ask a question? But I don't want to stop you if you're still.
Well, what we normally do is, well, that's my brother-in-law. We can let him on. I was about to say. I was about to say we normally.
You look familiar.
I was about to say we normally ask people to type their questions and then we'll answer them. But in the case of family, I think he has overruled past practice. This is Deacon William Bob Pleasant from Hampton, Virginia.
Oh, and he's from
by way of East Orange, New Jersey, by way of Sumter, South Carolina. He's my wife's twin brother. So, you know, he's welcome anytime. Anytime my wife would be welcome, her twin brother's welcome. While he's coming on, we also have coming from South Africa, our dfree coordinator in South Africa. We were fortunate to bump into a representative of the South African government at one of the conferences that we visited earlier this year. She connected us with a couple in South Africa that have a passion for financial freedom. What she described is a situation that I really didn't realize existed in South Africa. She said that she and her husband only have 3 credit cards. And in South Africa, people with only 3 credit cards are almost embarrassed that people use credit cards in South Africa the way no other people seem to use credit cards. And so she is she's gone through all our materials. She is a former professional services financial services professional, and she's literally launching dfree at a couple of local churches, and she's coming here to our conference to describe for us her vision for South Africa. Now, as you know, we already have a dfree leader in Botswana. Botswana is the fastest growing economy in the world. We have Angela Dadson, who's here from Ghana, and who is really coordinating all of our African interest. We have dfree churches in Liberia, and we have dfree interest in London and in Jamaica. So at the conference last year, we had the former ambassador from Jamaica to the U.S. describing the potential for dfree in Jamaica, the Caribbean, and throughout Africa. This year, we will have actually report from the field where our dfree coordinator in South Africa will come and give us an update on what's happening in South Africa and share her vision, not only for Southern Africa, but for the African continent as it relates to financial freedom. So that's great. You know, in Africa generally, there are about 1 billion Africans on the continent, and 1/3 of them are middle class. Not all Africans are poor, and there are various growth patterns throughout Southern Africa and certainly West Africa. East Africa is booming, and although living in the United States, we are somewhat disconnected from the economic opportunities in Africa. I can tell you this, every country you go to in Africa, the Chinese are there participating in the economic growth. Every country. In fact, the Chinese government is so committed to participation in Africa, I'll be kind and use the word participation, that the Chinese government actually built $140 million headquarters for the African Union and donated it to the African Union. When I was in Liberia last, the Chinese government was financing the construction of a major medical complex with not only a hospital, but a housing community near the hospital for people who work at the hospital. It's a whole chunk of Liberia that's being bought and built and developed by the Chinese government. So I would urge everyone to come to the conference, as you said, Carrie. Sign up for the conference. It's free. You said totally free. It's totally free except the food. You either have to bring your own lunch, or we'll provide lunch. We can't provide the food for free, but the speakers are free. The music is free, except Friday night. The gospel concert will cost. BB Winans is collecting a group of singers who are going to come and sing. I know one of her sisters is coming. We don't know how many Winans are coming, so we just call it BB Winans and Friends. And we have 100 voice choir, as you mentioned. And of course, our own Tyrus Bush and First Baptist talent will be featured. I'll be saying a word at the conference. But the registration for the content is totally free. You fit into one of these 5 tracks. You're either a senior citizen wanting to understand how to avoid traps and schemes and scams that target older people, or you're a dfree leader in your church and you want to be certified, trained to execute dfree and implement in your church, or you're a pastor watching. That music has come back, Tamika. Or you're a pastor wanting to lead your congregation towards financial freedom, or you're an individual. Tamika, this morning in Brooklyn, a fella came up to me and he said, did they tell you I plan to be a dfree representative? We get calls and email from around the country all the time saying, I'd like to join the team. We need a team because the few hands that we have can't touch all of the requests that we get. So if you want to be dfree, join the national team. I think Kerry calls them dfree ambassadors. We're going to teach you what that means. So when people contact us from your region and say, we'd like someone to come talk to our group, you can go talk to the group. And of course, you can earn a commission on whatever books that group buys, because we do expect people to buy books. And then we're also going to roll out something that I'm calling Churchonomics. One of the outcomes of our financial weakness is that churches are experiencing financial weakness because we are not handling our money in a way that we could. And because we are not engaged in a process to help us increase our income, our churches are hurting. And we're going to help pastors and trustees and stewards from AME churches and elders understand how to build out a business model for the church that allows the church as an institution to function the way we're teaching individuals how to function, not only paying as you go, but paying your bills on time, live within your means so that you can grow your finances. When we started this work at First Baptist 10 years ago, we discovered that within the first 12 months of launching dfree, the revenue at the church went up 25%. Even though this is not a fundraiser for the church, the focus of dfree is helping individuals and families take control of their finances, let their money work for them, break the spiritual bonds of bondage in terms of how we spend money. But one of the outcomes is people end up being in a better position to support their church, their sorority, their community organization, to give back to their alma mater. Both you, Tamika, and you, Carrie, went to historically Black colleges and universities. And one of the great needs at both of your schools, even though you went to schools that are doing better than most, but one of the great needs at all of our schools is that the graduates give more money to the school, because the average HBCU graduate is not giving back to their alma mater the way many in the larger society give back to their schools. Well, if you're drowning in debt, and if you're being chased by bill collectors, if you're bouncing checks, if you're living the way I used to live, you don't have a dime to give to any school, much less an HBCU. And so we are focused on the individual, but one of the fringe benefits and one of the core values and one of the commitments in our dfree pledge is that we will give back and support our community. I mean, we're not trying to help people achieve financial freedom to simply ride around town in a pretty car, nice clothes, and wave and smile. We want to be free so that we can help others become free. And the conference celebrates what's been happening throughout the year. The conference exposes us to new information about not only dfree, but about the economy in general, about the IRS, about laws that have changed relative to bankruptcy, about franchise opportunities. And the conference also motivates us to go back to our communities and our churches and really help set financial captives free. So this is an exciting moment. It's an exciting conference. We've got more friends now than we know what to do with, and we've got more requests than we can handle. So we've asked people like Bruce Williams from Louisville, Bates Memorial Baptist Church, and others from around the country who have never been to a conference to make it their business to be here this year, because we need people to hear from them, and we need them to forge a stronger alliance with each other to make a greater impact throughout the country. So, Ms. Carey, thank you. You're doing a good job, as always, coordinating. I do want to say that if you have not talked about Brooklyn already, we probably should say a word about Brooklyn. Tamika, do you have?
I did a brief overview earlier, but you can give us your perspective.
Well, good. One of the many things that happened this morning in Brooklyn was that the borough president, who was like the mayor of that part of New York, for those who don't live in New York, it has 5 boroughs. Each borough has a president, and that president functions in that section of New York. It's either Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Staten Island, or whatever the 5th one is.
The Long Island?
No.
See?
They're 5. Trust me, they're
Harlem?
5. They think they're a borough, but they're not. Harlem's not a borough. In fact, you know what was funny? In Brooklyn Borough Hall today, the podium said the city of Brooklyn. And so Brooklyn considers itself a city and not just a borough. But the borough president, Eric Adams, actually said that he has had a passion to help our people deal with a financial strategy. You know, you can have a need or a problem, but not have a strategy. And he welcomed us there because he said now through dfree, he now has a strategy that he can share with the 2.6 million people that live in Brooklyn, primarily through the faith community. And so we went there today to really announce that we're coming to Brooklyn to partner with the Bridge Street Community Development Corporation. And the borough president on the spot said, listen, you may be coming for an event, but next year we need to do this at least every 3 months to make sure that those who can't make it this time can come next time, and they know when next time is. So Brooklyn is going to really become another kind of model. In Washington, we worked with a group of churches, pastors. In Indianapolis, we worked with a non-existent group. We put together an ad hoc group of pastors. In California, we're working with the Western Division of a denomination, the National Baptist Convention. And now in Brooklyn, we're partnering with a local community development corporation that's doing the local coordination, but under the hosting of the political head of the borough president himself. And so it's marvelous. What I really liked about this morning, I didn't have a chance to say this, but because we were at Borough Hall and because the borough president did take the leadership, although the Bridge Street CDC is doing the coordination, it really gives us a template for what's going to happen in Sacramento. When I was in California last week, I had breakfast with the mayor of Sacramento, who is Kevin Johnson, and a former NBA player. And Mayor Johnson meets with community leaders, pastors, and others in the African-American community every single month. I mean, he decided that he was not going to have 8 years in office and then leave office and have people scratch their head about what his legacy was for his own people. And so every single month he has a gathering of about 250 people. He brings in speakers. He hears their concerns. He connects them with resources. And so he's asked me early in 2016 to come to Sacramento to address that group, but to do so with the intention of launching dfree in Sacramento. And so we'll be able to use the template that's established in Brooklyn for a public official taking the lead in Sacramento. And I think what's going to happen next year as we have our regional dfree financial freedom weekends, the Sacramento, Northern California area will be primed because we've got good church leadership and we've got good political leadership. So it has gone far beyond our expectations. Carrie, you've been with me long enough to know that I did not have any of this in mind. In fact, I have resisted growth. I have resisted publicity. I have resisted all of this response. I resisted having ambassadors. I resisted everything.
But God.
Well, here goes the preacher, the evangelist, missionary, free. But God and the grassroots emergence of interest has just blown me away. So I was surrounded by the dynamics of Plainfield, New Jersey. How you like that? This is a dynamic duo from Plainfield.
Tamika and I are from Plainfield, guys.
Yeah.
Jersey.
It's wonderful. What happened to our on-screen guest?
Is he still on here?
It
just kept, we haven't, well.
Okay.
Should I? Okay.
All right. What we have to do is we'll make a decision tomorrow.
So dark. This is Shade Why Ado.
Sade. Hello.
Sade.
Nice to meet everyone. I just wanted to pop in quickly. I'm very familiar with dfree. I'm originally from New Jersey. I was at the last event at the Robert Treat, so I'm definitely supportive of this initiative. And I love how you are using live streaming, and I want to see more churches using it. I want to see more initiatives and more pastors. I'm really a big advocate of live streaming. I help women entrepreneurs with brand strategy, so I'm pushing more churches, more pastors, more messengers to get on these platforms and start talking about financial security, building our communities and things like that. I'm a huge advocate of it. You talked about education. I went to a historically Black college. I'm currently in Madison, Wisconsin, getting my PhD. If that wasn't the case, I'll be back in Jersey at the conference. So I really am an advocate of these things. Please continue to use these platforms to get your message across, and don't shun the publicity. I got the email because I'm on your mailing list. Don't shun the publicity because more people need to hear this message. More churches need to be helped. Even my home church in Newark, New Jersey needs this message. And when I get back to New Jersey in December, I will be talking to them about doing some things like that. So please, if you need some help from me, some support, virtually, please let me know because I'm familiar with the program. I've followed it for years, and I definitely was there in April at the Robert Treat. No, last month, August. It's a new month at the Robert Treat. So whatever I can do virtually, just please let me know because it's really important. We need the financial information. We need more people talking about positivity and goodness and getting out positive causes. We need more people out of debt. As a PhD student, school is not cheap. Luckily, I'm blessed to be a Bill Gates scholar with up to 10 years of academic funding. So it's still not cheap after that. Even having Uncle Bill pay the bill, it's still expensive. So I totally am an advocate, and I do advocate for students getting funding to go to school. So whatever I can do, I'm here. Just let me know. Got to support fellow Jerseyans.
Right. Where are you based now?
I'm half the year I live in New Jersey, half the year, the academic year I live in Wisconsin.
Your music is drowning out her voice.
For the academic year, I'm in Wisconsin, and then the rest of the year, I'm in New Jersey.
Really? So let me ask you this. Did Carrie and you talk before and she gave you a script? Because this sounds like a setup. Tamika, I think we've been set up.
I saw the name on Blab. I'm a Blab addict. I'm a Blab addict, and I saw the name, and I was like, oh, let me just go into the room.
Yeah, well, this is interesting because I found out about Blab last night at a meeting at the church with our young adults.
Awesome.
And so when Carrie mentioned it tonight, I could act like I knew what she was talking about.
It's only been around for about 4 months. It's still in its infancy. It's still in the beta version. You can definitely reach out to some of the CEOs. I'm kind of like I've been on for a while. We call ourselves the pioneers, but we're still early adapters. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. We can get some resources to talk about live streaming. It's one of the things that I am positioning myself to know stuff about and one of the things I do want to do is we've been talking about it with other pastors who've been on these platforms about teaching churches how to utilize these platforms to raise money, to get more believers, have Bible studies, to use live streaming in authentic ways where we can really get a message across and it can transcend borders because that's what this really is about. So
what will happen is churches will either learn how to use this or they'll die. This is not fancy. This is not extracurricular. This is central to this generation. And so we've been streaming now live every Sunday for 6 years. And every month our viewership goes up, our revenue goes up, and we're putting our new members class online. I mean, we have an online ministry at the church ongoing. So all of our young geniuses who know things that we don't know, our old non-geniuses, they can just keep bringing the ideas to the church. But we are not shunning now this responsibility because now that we've gotten calls globally, I personally feel accountable to God to answer this call. And with the help of Tamika and Carrie and young people that can stay up later than I can, and young people like yourself, we can really make an impact. We're not having the conversation as you say, in a positive way. We talk about our problems, we talk about what we don't have, we talk about what's wrong, and then we go to bed or we go to the club, and then we wake up and we start all over again. If people can come here from all over the world and take advantage of opportunities, buy up our neighborhoods, do our nails, sell our hair, if they can do that, then we should be able to do much better than we are. And so we're committed to that.
Sade, if you could, can you just do me a favor and send the name of your church and the pastor's name and maybe the mailing address to info@mydfree, because you're not here, but we can certainly send them an invitation.
Right. Yes. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I will.
Well, the other thing is this year, I'll tell you, I was convicted, Sade, because we have had churches. There's a church in Chicago that bought 800 copies of my book. The church that I was at in California last week had 828. I mean, we have churches bursting with enthusiasm across the country. And then when I go to cities like Newark and Trenton, right here in Jersey, they know me, but they don't know dfree. So this year, for the next 30 days, we've got someone sitting behind a desk, physically calling churches in New Jersey to make sure they get a personal invitation from us. We're sending them email, we're sending them snail mail, and we're calling them on the telephone to say, listen, you can come, it's free, here's what it is. Because I feel somewhat guilty that there are churches in other cities that know more about dfree than churches right around the corner.
Please send a message to Franklin St. John's United Methodist Church in Newark, New Jersey, Cure Maple Avenue. I'm writing the thing down. I'll send the email.
That's the church my wife grew up in.
Wow.
And her father was chairman of the board of that church. I know this is a setup. So y'all got this.
How was I supposed to know this? I've been overseas. I lived overseas for 3 years. So live streaming was important to me. I haven't really been at my home church for several years. I was in Baltimore. I went to the University of Pennsylvania. Then I lived in Kazakhstan. So there was no way for me to know that.
No. Well, your pastor is a great guy. In fact, he just finished mortuary school.
Yes, that's right. Lloyd Preston Terrell. Dr.
And Pastor Terrell, fortunately, does know about me and dfree.
Okay.
But again, we will make sure we issue a personal invitation to him, not just him, but his son. His son is a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So we will issue a personal invitation to Pastor Terrell and to young Pastor Terrell and see if we can get them here. So that's great. Sade.
Thank you so much. I'll hop out. Maybe someone else wants to come in and say some words too. But continue doing this. You're doing a great job.
Can you sing?
No. My name is a misnomer.
Sade, I know, can sing.
I can live stream. I can talk, but that's about it.
Okay, well, hang up then. If you can't sing, I don't need you anymore.
You guys have a good night. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right. So with this blab thing, Miss Carrie, can people just pop into our conversation?
Well, they can pop in and I can let them in, or I can lock the seat and nobody can pop in. But there's a control.
I'm too old for this pop in business. It's a little.
We'll have a blab after the blab with us.
I thought, when I saw this stranger, I said, "Oh my God, who is this?" My heart started beating fast. I started sweating. I'm too old for pop-ins. All right. All right. So what's next?
You came in, Tamika, and then you went out.
Do you have music attached to your microphone or something?
No, I told you I'm in Starbucks.
Oh, you're in Starbucks, so we're getting background noise. Well, then just keep quiet.
Correct, but I just listen.
Did I tell you about last week? Did I tell you about the woman at the church in California last week? Okay, I was at a church for 3 nights. What a wonderful experience it was. I was with Reverend Claiborne Lee and his church in Fairfield, California. Now, of course, I had to Google Fairfield to find out where I was going. But when I got there, it was amazing. He's got a fast-growing church. They've got about 5,000 members. He's a young pastor. He's been there 16 years, took over for his dad. So I went there to do a 3-day dfree revival. I don't do much of that, and I don't plan to do much, but this was very important. And on night 2, I did something that I don't normally do. I actually signed books before the service started because it was so late. My body was still on East Coast time, and I was just too tired to sign after. So they first of all, they bought all of the books that I took with me night 1 before church started. So that's when I knew something strange was going on. And so night 2, I came to sign the books before the service started, and a woman came up to me. She thanked me for the book, thanked me for the message, and said that after hearing one dfree message, she decided to call her cable company, and she negotiated with her cable company a different monthly plan. And the new plan allowed her to save $70 a month over what she had been paying the previous month. And that $70 a month saving came less than 24 hours of being exposed to dfree. That's why, Tamika, when you talk about a lifestyle change, a mentality change, before we can expand on our assets, before we can increase our savings, before we can do better financially, we first have to change the way we think. You know, the biblical expression that Jesus gave us is this: how can you expect more when you don't handle what you have? He said, you've got to be faithful over the small things like your cable bill, the small things like your late fees. I mean, you know, Americans spend over $1 billion a year just in late fees. We just donate money to the credit card companies and the bill collectors because we're late making our payments. So this woman now is saving $70 a month. And that's real money. That's just one bill. That $70 a month could buy $500,000 worth of life insurance. So every week, someone says something to me like that encourages me to keep doing what we're doing. Yeah. Here comes my brother-in-law. How does he even know about Blab? You know? Oh, but he didn't know about Blab. He just knew about the link, right? He got the link.
I don't know if he knew about Blab before this or not.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Hopefully you can get in, Bill. William. Hopefully you can get in. X6Mo will be at the conference in October. That's excellent. Who are you bringing with you?
Who is X6Mo? Is he a rapper or something? Oh, I see.
Are you a rapper?
X6Mo. That sounds like a rapper, but it sounds like an old school rapper. It doesn't sound like a young rapper. It sounds like an old rapper trying to get back in the game. No, he said, no, sir. Okay. I hope I didn't insult you, but when I hear X6Mo, it sounds very much like a rapper. Oh, he's good looking. Looks like a pastor. X6Mo looks like a preacher. Oh, wait, they have the only Black-owned beauty supply store in Philadelphia. Now, that's wonderful.
In Plainfield.
Oh, Plainfield. Oh, yeah. It's too late for me.
The Queen City.
All right. Well, that's like being a preacher, a beauty supply store. Helping people be more beautiful. I need to know you, X6Mo, because I made a statement. I made a statement in church the other week and told people that because of people like you, nobody should be ugly. Nobody. There's a solution for ugly today. You can buy whatever you need to make sure you're not ugly. And you are living proof. So I want you to come to the conference. It's free except the food, and give your testimony of how you can help ugly people look nice and help nice people look nicer. All right. Yeah. Deacon Pleasant, you may want to change browsers. I don't know what browser you're using, but you may want to switch from whatever browser you have to what's that browser, Carrie, that works best?
Firefox or Chrome.
Firefox or Chrome.
Yeah, make sure you're not doing Safari.
If you're on Safari, you probably have problems. But try shutting down and then restarting everything, and go to Firefox. You're hearing from someone who has no technical experience. I've just had enough problems to know what to do when you have a problem. Tamika, did you talk about the online course?
I didn't.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've got an uninvited guest in here.
This is what it means to be live. You get all of the live.
Yeah, can you all
true transparency.
Yeah,
That's what I call it.
You talk about something. I'll be right back.
Well, Tamika, when you talk, it gets lower. It's not gone, but it's lower.
Okay, at least they're playing good soul music right now. Can you hear me okay?
Tamika is the rapper.
Jokes. No, I just manage the rapper. So we are launching a dfree Academy, which is an online way for people to take the dfree process. The Academy will be launched during the conference. And what it would allow you to do is once you buy the book and the workbook, you'll receive a code that will allow you to log into our online platform, and you can take dfree from the comforts of your own home. So even if you're not at a dfree church or you just don't have time to make it to class, you'll be able to take the classes online. So come to the conference and you'll.
Also, everyone, if you haven't already, you should go to www.billiondollarpaydown.com and join our $1 billion challenge. Reverend Stories is challenging everyone across the globe, really, to join together in paying down $1 billion in consumer debt. So check the website out, sign yourself up, sign your family up. It's www.billiondollarpaydown.com. Okay, he said 1 second.
No, you might have to come out of your browser and come back in. You guys, we've been on for longer than an hour. This is fun.
I'm addicted to Blab, so I don't know. Does anybody have any questions? I definitely want to make sure that we capture any questions before we close out. Not that, I'm rushing anyone per se, but I want to make sure that we capture any questions that you all may have, whether it be about the conference or about dfree as a whole. If feel free.
Can I talk?
We can hear you.
Okay. Ms. Carey, put up the link to the YouTube page, because we have about 80 videos on YouTube. Everything from 15-second testimonials to a 90-minute lecture at Princeton University that I gave explaining the historical and philosophical background for dfree. We have interviews. We have a 10-minute documentary that we just released last month. And if like Sade, if you really want to help us, you can start by going to our YouTube page and sharing videos from our YouTube page with various people. For instance, we have a great 5-minute testimony from a pastor in Indianapolis who really talks to other pastors and explains why it's so important for churches to do dfree and what dfree has meant to not only his church, but his family and his community. If you would just send that to your pastor and say, Pastor, you check out this video, and it's not me, because this is not about me. This is a cause and a movement much bigger than a personality. But if you would go, anyone, all of you who are connected to us now, go to our YouTube page, find the video that you think your friends or your family or your church members or your sorority fraternity members might like, and just share it with them, or post it on your Facebook page. If we had an army of digital warriors, we could spread this word much quicker than we do. We have some marvelous digital activists right now. Gina Gibson is our #1 digital personality at home. When people compliment me because they see me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, I just smile and thank them. But the truth is, it's really Gina Gibson, Janice Slaughter. My son, Martin Sories, uploads clips of my sermons on from Sunday morning. And then you can get free copies of my sermons. Now, not every sermon that I preach is about dfree, but I can promise you 98% of the sermons that I preach and the Bible studies that I do has some little something about finance, either a sentence or story or verse or poem or something, because you can't just have an event and overcome years and sometimes generations of financial failure. This has to be as explicit and ongoing and ever present as the advertising. I mean, if advertisers are in our phones, on our buses, on our screens all the time, then the anti-advertisement, the commercial for holding on to your money, not spending money to feel better, not doing impulsive spending, that message has to be everywhere. So if you want to be a dfree leader, it means more than showing up for an hour on Tuesday night to teach 13 people how to balance the checkbooks. We are trying to build a movement that is really the antidote to the onslaught of commercialism and consumerism that has really taken us over. I mean, for those who are old enough to remember, on 9/11, after the World Trade Center fell because of terrorism, the president of the United States said, go shopping. I mean, shopping is not the solution for America's problems, particularly when the shopping is driven and supported by the use of credit cards at 18 and 20 and 25% interest. So we can't change the whole country, but we can certainly help people one family at a time, one church at a time, one neighborhood at a time. And it starts with taking control of your finances. This is not financial management. This is not managing money. This is managing your life and then using money strategically to help you reach your life goals. I don't believe in managing money. Money is an inanimate object. It just sits there. We don't manage money. We manage our lives. We make life decisions. We decide that we are not going to spend $5 for a cup of coffee. We decide that we don't need 800 TV stations. We make that decision. We decide that we don't need our nails done twice a month. We can do it once a month. We decide that if we make $22,000 a month, we can't afford $22,000 a year, that we can't afford $700 shoes. We make that decision. We decide that we can be just as significant and important driving a Toyota as we are driving a BMW. And we decide that when we die, we're going to leave behind a legacy of much more than credit card bills. So we make those decisions. If we could get 100 people, Carrie, 100 people who would be on our national digital team, and we could do Facebook posts. I mean, if we just had I will do these 7 things every week for dfree, we would double in size in 30 days. So we got to make that one of our objectives. 100 people who will retweet our tweets, repost our Instagrams, share our content on Facebook. 100 people that will participate in spreading the word when we do webinars. We're going to have to do a series of these leading up to the conference. We can't wait until next month. We're going to have to use every platform we can and catch as many people as we can, like Sade. But Sade is number one. Sade said, I will help you virtually. Yep. We now need 99 more people to join the Sade National Digital dfree team. So if you want to be on that, just sign up right now. You can sign up, join the digital team, become a digital warrior, a digital activist, join the movement, and every week we'll have a special chat just for the digital warriors, and we'll give you assignments and let you know where things are going. Now, the reason this is important, by the way, is because in January, you'll be able to take the entire dfree course online. You'll go through all 12 steps in segments of about 7 or 8 minutes. You can take the whole dfree course online, downloadable forms. You'll have savable PDFs. Did I say that right? Savables, PDFs that you can type. Oh, fillable. I think they call them fillable. 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 I knew the bold part. I didn't know the first part. Fillable PDFs. I'll walk you through the entire workbook, the entire course. I've done 36 videos that'll be supported by content, and we're going to walk through the video, walk through the book. You'll have to buy the book and the workbook, but instead of going to a church or going to a class, you may live in a community where there is no church teaching dfree. I will teach you online very slowly, very carefully, very methodically, and you can do it once a day, you can do it once a week, you can do it once a month, but you can do it online wherever you are, on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. I don't think we have desktops anymore. So the digital army is needed to spread the word digitally, because the more we do digitally, the more we're able to help people for free. All of our work is free. All of our content is free. The only thing we ask people to do is to buy the book, because if everything comes free, you have no skin in the game, and you're less likely to take it completely seriously because you've not invested anything in your own future. The book costs $15. We generally sell it for $10, and the workbook costs, I think, $13.95. We generally sell that for $10. We try to make it completely possible for people to go through our entire curriculum for $20, the book and the workbook. The book is easy to read. If it takes you more than 2 days, you got distracted by Empire or by How to Get Away with Murder. But if it takes you less time to read the dfree book than it does to go through a season of House of Cards. So it's easy to read. You can do it quickly. Now, getting out of debt is not easy. I mean, it took me 3 years. But the day you decide to do it seriously is the day you really become free. Because freedom starts in the mind, and then it shows up in life. But the day I decided to stop buying leather jackets as long as my credit card had room on it, that was the day I became free. The day I took my Lincoln Continental and sold it and bought a used Honda that was 2-door with no air conditioning and AM/FM radio and a stick shift, that's the day I became free. The day I gave up my beautiful bachelor apartment and went back to my mother's house and slept on her floor for 6 months and saved the money I used to pay for rent and then used that money to pay off. That's when I became free. You don't become financially free when you get rich. You get rich after you become financially free. And the reason I have what I have today and I am where I am today is because of those decisions that I made about my life long time ago. And that's what we want. We want to help you make those decisions and then show you what to do after you've made those decisions. And you'll be shocked to see how quickly your life changes. So we need 99 more people. If we could get 10 people tonight, no, 9 people. If we could get 9 more people tonight, then we will just have a national campaign to get to 100 digital. We can't call them warriors. What can we call them? Ambassadors? You like ambassadors. You want to have digital ambassadors?
Might as well keep it consistent.
Okay. We can call them DAs, like.
And the rapper is down. X6 Mo down.
Oh, he's in.
I'm just kidding, Mo.
Mo says he's in. Don't make Mo. He said he's in. It's a nice suburban.
Mo, can you do me a favor? I'm noting it, but just still send that email to info@mydfree.org so we can connect.
But do you know Mo? You're from Plainfield. You don't know Mo?
Oh, you're from Plainfield? I picture.
Mitty Mogul knows Mo. All right, I see. That's the hookup.
They were
okay. All right. So Mo is in. Sade is in. Let's stay on until we get 8 more. We need 8 more people who will agree to be digital ambassadors. Can I get? What about Sonia Brown? Are you in? I see Sonia says yes. Dr. Sonia Brown. Are you in? That's 1 more. That's 3. We need 7 more. I don't seem to see everybody on my screen the way I'd like to.
Pastor Carrie is on.
Carrie, oh Lord, we need Carrie on screen. We need her and her baby on screen. Carrie is awesome. Carrie is a blogger, which means she's already digitized. Carrie should probably be the queen of the digital ambassadors. We can call her Queen Carrie. Yeah, Carrie is awesome. She's automatically a digital ambassador because she's online. Okay, so how many do we only have 3? Lord,
did we get Carrie?
Well, Carrie is de facto because Carrie is she's a blogger. So by definition, she's online, and Carrie's started tweeting and retweeting. Why do you have a 500 by your picture, Carrie, and I have a 100?
Somebody.
What? I don't even know what that means. What does the 500 mean?
People can give
kind of like Periscope with the hearts. Yeah.
Oh, well, listen. First of all, Carrie is married, everybody. So don't be throwing all that stuff out there. I know she's good looking, better looking than me, but she's married. So y'all might as well go ahead and look at Tamika, because Tamika only has 80, and she's not married. So Tamika needs hearts.
Shut up. I'm done. Good night, all. Starbucks is closing.
Y'all giving the wrong person hearts. She got a heart.
Not heart.
It's high fives, and it's towards my dfree.
Well, how come it's not on mine? I am dfree. I don't. Tamika, you and I together don't have half of what. So how do you do it? I'm gonna give you some, Tamika. Can I give you some? Oh yeah, I'm gonna give.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Tamika. You got to at least have 100. You have to have at least 100.
I was initially losing.
Is there any way to take yours off, Carrie? Can we reduce this?
No.
Okay. All right. So wait a minute. We got Exmo. We need 7 more ambassadors before we hang up. I don't want to hang up until we get 7 more digital ambassadors. All that means is that
I think we should sign up.
Seismic. Oh yeah, definitely. Listen, Seismic Bill. Is that my brother-in-law? Let me tell you something.
Is he trying to get back on?
He is a Facebook genius. Anything you want to do on Facebook, anything you want to know about Facebook, my brother-in-law, he's a Facebook guru. He could be Zuckerberg's assistant. I've never seen anything like it. So we'll sign. I'm going to draft him. So that gives us 4. We need 6 more. Yep. There he is. I want to know how he even knew about Blab. His twin sister has no Facebook account, no Twitter account.
I was going to say, is Mrs. Sori's on?
This, if you want to keep a secret from my wife, put it on Facebook. But she's involved in a personal protest against all digital platforms. Yeah, my mother's on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. She's my friend.
Yeah,
I'm her friend.
My mother doesn't play with Facebook. All right. Well, listen, I got to go. It's 9:49. Dr. Sonia Brown.
Okay.
Okay, I see this. Good. All right, ladies. We'll talk offline about how we stay with people from now to the 30th of October and what platform we'll use. This still seems a little Wild Westish for me, a little more like the Wild West than the platform we normally use, but at least we're on, right? And at least we're talking to somebody.
Well, and you can control it. So if we don't want people to pop up on screen, they can put the questions in the chat.
Are you going to put this on our YouTube page?
Yeah.
But you have to form a new playlist because this doesn't fit into any pre-existing. We wouldn't want to call this a webinar by any stretch. This is not a webinar. This is almost like a
reality web TV.
Right. dfree reality blab. So, all right. I'm signing off, ladies. Thank you.
All right, say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, say bye to them.
Everybody, listen. We're going to close now. I forgot y'all were here because I needed 6 more people, and you all just sitting there, not giving me 6 more ambassadors. But thank you for joining us. Spread the word. Send us an email, text message, tweet. Do something to let us know you're there, and make sure you register for the conference so that we can prepare properly. We'll have name tags and bags. We have to know how many books to print. And that's why we need the registration, but not for financial reasons. And then when you come, make sure you connect to the right track. There are 5 different tracks. You want to get into the track. Some of the sessions are for everybody, but we have special breakout sessions for people who have very specific objectives. If your objective is to get help, there's a track for you. If your objective is to lead, there's a track for you. If your objective is to make it through retirement peacefully, we've got a track for you. If you're a young person, we've got a track for you. And if you want to be a live ambassador, we've got a track for you. Okay. Ladies, thank you so much for your help. You've helped me go to bed less angry than I was.
Glad we could help.
Thank you. Good night,
everybody.